As a prepper and a ham radio operator, I feel obligated to talk to you about nationwide radios. Hello, my name is Wayne and I'm with Normal Prepping. I'm sure you've seen the advertisements by now. There are these radios that supposedly you can speak all the way across the United States, and they say they're a radio. They say they're great for preppers. I notice they're pushing them like crazy, focusing on preppers. You know, we've got to look into it. So what are they then? Well, the first clue of what they are is you need a SIM card. So, well, you know what those are. They have those little teeny cards, those little cards you put in your phone that you always drop and you can't hardly hold on to. Those are SIM cards. And those are used in cell phones, so your phone's able to talk to a carrier. Well, the word carrier just come up. Carriers are used for cell phones and a plan. So with these radios, even though they don't really put it up front, you do need a plan because they're running off of cell towers. That's how they work. They're basically push to talk. I don't know if you remember, they were actually kind of popular for a little while, a few years ago, these push to talk cell phones. And what they are is you just basically push, talk, and it goes through the basic cell service carriers and cell towers, and it gets to the person at their end. But that's not a radio. See, if it was a radio, one way you can tell it's not a radio, it's because you don't have any of the buttons. There's no way of tuning in frequencies. You can't even put a frequency into this radio, suppose if it was a radio, because it's not a radio. It doesn't work on frequencies traveling across the United States. What it works on is basically just going on cell towers. They also, actually market these as being able to, work off of different carriers and different cell towers, which makes them really good as a cell phone. And I think I'd be okay with them is if they marketed them as a cell phone or a device that works off of cell towers. As a prepper, do we need this? Is this really all that important? No, I don't, because I have a cell phone. For emergency preps, I want a good radio. I want something where I can communicate. No, this radio will not get me 5,000 miles. You can't do that. Well, I can do that with this radio. However, a little handheld, no, I can't do it. So there's no reason. I do not recommend you getting one of these. All they are is a glorified, not even glorified, they're just a cell phone. They're not going to work. If the power's out, the cell phones are out, they're not going to work. And I know at our house, it doesn't take much for our cell towers to not work where I live. Think about Hurricane Helene. They wouldn't have worked there either. Wherever a cell phone won't work, that radio won't work. Instead, invest in a good radio, learn how to use it. I have a series of videos that I grouped into one. I'll put that up here for you to take a look at all the radio information. But as far as I'm concerned, you got a cell phone already, learn how to use one of these. And if you've actually bought one of these nationwide radios, let me know. I'm really curious what you found out. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them in down below, and I'd love to answer these. Thank you for watching. Bye.